Hi everyone, and welcome to our first educational video dedicated to how to make profits with Adsterra network. This video was made especially for those ones who are going to run their first campaigns on our traffic or want to increase the results on current ones. My name is Dasha and I'm the head of CPM and RTB department at Adsterra network. And today I'm going to reveal some secrets on how to run everything successfully on our traffic, and also will provide you with a bit more information about our ad formats and network overall. So stay tuned and prepare to get a lot of information which will help you. So first of all, let's discuss what is Adsterra network. We are an international advertising network founded in 2013 by a small group of enthusiasts. At the moment, we've reached the level of 200 employees and we are really proud of that fact. We operate worldwide. That means that we do have traffic from each geo possible in this world. We have around 13,000 direct publishers in our inventory, and right now over 9,000 advertisers run their campaigns with us. We are extremely proud of our customers support team, since we've developed our own in-house customers care program, and each and every manager of ours had completed this program. So by that, we can guarantee you 24/7 qualified support to the fullest. We sell our traffic on all payment models possible: CPA, CPM, CPC, and of course RTB. We are the perfect choice for the ones who want to run VPN campaigns, software campaigns, e-commerce campaigns, sweepstakes, binaries, and gambling campaigns. So if you're looking for direct high-quality traffic, we're here. And let's move on. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about each and every ad format of ours. We do have pop ads, social bar ads, native ads, classic banners, and video traffic in our inventory. The first ad format we are going to discuss is social bar. Social bar ads of ours were developed in-house in the late 2019. This ad format is fully customizable, and that is the key feature. So the limit of customization is your own fantasy, which is extremely wonderful. We've tracked the CTRs on social bar ads and defined that average CTR on social bar ad is 10 to 30% higher than web push ads CTR. Aside of that, high CTR is also combined with the legit CR, which is extremely important, as you know. Social bar ads include several types of ad formats, and let me demonstrate you some of them. So, first of all, you may see chat bar, which imitates the process of chatting with someone. This type is extremely useful for dating advertisement and looks extremely trusty. The other template of social bars we've got is in-page push notifications alike. So basically it looks like a system notification, and it made the most native way for different operational systems, imitating the notification coming from your system or your browser. And the last template you can see on this slide is the most useful template for sweepstakes offer. Just look at this gift. It says that you want something, click and check it out. And let me show you a bit more templates on the website. Another type of social bar ads is video bar. As you can see, it imitates a pre-roll ad in a small square on publisher's website. You can add a part of your video advertising clip in this ad format and gain a bit more video ads impressions by scaling them with video bar ads, which is pretty useful. And the last but not the least type is custom banners social bar ad, which can be fully customized. As I had mentioned, this particular one is for the gaming campaign, and as you can see, it looks quite fresh for user, so it has higher CTR than average banners have at the moment. Moving on, the other ad format of ours is pop ads. As you can see, it appears when the user clicks on particular space on publisher's website. Popunder ads is historically the first ad format of ours. That is why it has the highest volumes. But social bar ads are scaling as well. So anyways, keeping that aside. Popunder guarantees you full screen space for your creatives. So it allows you to play a little bit with the pre-renders and add as much information which will help user to complete your desired action on the creative as possible. The next ad format of ours is native ads. As you can see on this publisher's website, native ads imitate actual content on the website. That is why they are called native. And a lot of our advertisers use native ads in order to scale their pop campaigns and to gain more volumes. Native ads are way cheaper than Popunders and clickable as well as social bar ads, so don't hesitate to run the campaigns. The next ad format is pre-roll. As you can see, video player is implemented on publisher's website and user can click on play button, and then after clicking on action button, user will be redirected to the landing reviews. And the last but not the least, banner ads. Well known to each and everyone, classic banner ads placed on publishers' websites. And those were all ad formats of ours. And let's move on to self-serve and managed platform of ours and other useful parts of this video. At Adsterra, you can go with self-serve campaigns running and with fully managed service. I need to mention that some of ad formats of ours are available only managed way. These ad formats are banner ads, video ads, and that's it. The other ones are available for self-serve launch. There are some benefits in managed running and some benefits in self-serve. Let's talk about all of them. When you run campaigns managed way on CPA, you can go with the free testing period and you only pay for the conversions. When you go with self-serve, you can launch your campaigns way faster because you don't need to wait for the testing volumes, but the CPA tests in self-serve are paid. No matter which way you go, self-serve or managed, you can always rely on our support team help and assistance. Simply click on intercom button, which is placed in the right lower corner of your account, and shoot a message to our team. Also, I'll show you some tips which are extremely useful for your campaign's pre-launch, and they are traffic chart tab, which you can check all our volumes and recommended prices. And the other tab, which will be useful for you, is offers wishlist tab, where we placed some of offers we are looking for running on our traffic. Also, don't hesitate to contact your manager and request top offers list, which will definitely help you to choose which offer to run on our traffic in the most successful way. Let's move on from here and complete all steps which lead to first campaign launch. And the first step is setting up your Postback. Just go to Tracking tab, then to Conversion Tracking, and you'll be redirected to Postback installation page. So right now we are on Conversion Tracking page, where you can install your Postback. With the hints placed on this page, it's extremely clear to set up your Postback even if you've never done that before. So first of all, you need to choose your Postback type. Simple Postback is for the campaigns where you simply shoot your conversions but do not send the payout back. If you run CPM campaigns and you don't need to shoot the payout back to us, that's the simplest way to set up. If you're running CPA campaigns, in that case, you'll need to let your manager know the price you sent for the conversion, so it would be set manually and we won't accept the price from you dynamically. Simple postback with payout variable is a must for CPA campaigns, because you'll need to shoot us the payout back, and by that we will recalculate the CPM of yours and send you more traffic. And the last but not the least is complex postback. It's used for that offers where you have payouts in other currencies than USD. Once you've decided which postback you can place, you need to choose the tracking system of yours. Let's imagine that we work with volume tracking. By clicking Generate Postback button, you'll get a postback link which you'll need to implement in tracker of yours. Once this link is implemented, you simply need to add a testing link of yours and also add our tracking parameter for conversion tracking, which is sub-ID short action. In this example, you pass it through external lead parameter. Once you've finished, click Check URL button and make a test conversion via testing link we've provided to you. Once you complete the testing conversion, you'll see a success log, and that means that you're all set and ready to go. So now we are on campaign creation page, the main page ever. First of all, you'll need to name your campaign. I'll name it Sweep Campaign number 1, because why not? Since I'm running sweepstakes right now. The first setting is connection type. When you run carrier type of campaigns, for example, carrier subscriptions offers, you'll need to pick 3G traffic. But in our example, we can go with all traffic. If you don't need, by chance, any carrier traffic in your campaign, you can pick Wi-Fi only. Then you define a pricing type. In our example, it's going to be CPM. And as you can see, you can also pick CPA or CPC. Then you need to pick ad unit category. As I've mentioned, we do have some ad units only for managed using, and some of them are added to self-serve. So you can run Popunder campaign, native banner campaign, social bar campaign, or push ads campaign. We'll go with Popunder ads. The other thing is traffic type. At Adsterra we do have mainstream traffic, and also we do have adult traffic coming from adult websites. In our example, we'll go with mainstream only. Then you'll need to add your landing URL, which is quite obvious. What's extremely important for CPM campaigns, don't forget to add placement ID markers of ours. These markers will help you to optimize your campaign in future, because within these markers you'll receive publishers' IDs by which you'll need to form your blacklists, whitelists, and graylists. But we'll talk about that a bit later. Then you need to pick a device format. Let's go with mobiles. And don't forget to screenshot your landing and add a screenshot at landing preview tab. Simply upload an image and our approval team will be way faster in approving your campaign than if you had a preview. The next step of ours is choosing your country. In our example, we'll go with the United States. As you can see, we also have minimum CPM suggestion and recommended CPM suggestion. So once you insert the price here, let's go with $1 CPM, you'll see expected volumes, which are calculated on targeting, based on targeting of yours. So now we've added the country of ours with the price, and let's set up a total budget. Let it be unlimited, because I'm pretty sure that my campaign will rock. There are several settings for time of start of your campaign. You can schedule your campaign to be started on some particular date and time, or you can start immediately after verification. Also, if you'll need any additional settings, you can keep your campaign inactive after verification, but don't forget to activate it once you've finished with everything. We'll start right after verification. Moving on, targeting of ours. We offer variety types of targeting by operating system, browser's language, day of week, and time range. In my case, I'll go with iOS only, because let's imagine that this blender of mine is optimized for iOS. It's extremely useful to optimize different operating systems in different campaigns of yours. Don't forget about that once you start your campaigns. Moving on, cappings and limits. Frequency capping is about how many times your ad will be shown. Keep in mind that for higher frequency campaigns, you'll need to lower the CPM a little bit, because the more time you show your campaign to one particular user, the less interest this user might show to your ad campaign. But for some type of campaigns, higher frequency capping works better. Anyways, once you start, always start with 1 per 24 hours. Also, you can set up the limits based on impressions and budget limits. As I've mentioned, my total budget is going to be unlimited, and I'll set up 100 USD daily as my budget. And the last step here is advanced settings. You can set up a blacklist from the very beginning or a whitelist. Those you can request from your managers. Also, if you do have any particular IP range you'd like to target, simply add it to this field and you'll target required IPs only. And the last setting, which is the most interesting one, is custom bidding. It allows you to set up separate bids for separate placements. For example, I know that the best placement for me got an ID 5833, and I'm going to bid on this placement a bit higher because I need more traffic from this one. Simply add the setting and it's done. By clicking Show More on Preview button, you can recheck your settings in a shortened version, and once you submit your campaign, you can recheck everything once again. Click on Submit and it's done. Your request is sent to our approval team. And now, since we already know everything about our ad formats and we know how to install a Postback and we've created a campaign, let's discuss some tips and tricks which will help you to run your campaigns way more successful. So the first step is getting everything done before you've started the test. Once you're starting to pick an offer to run, don't forget to check hot offers tab and to request a wish list from your account manager or our support team. When you run your campaign for the first time, go with the shortest, easiest conversion flow possible, because by that you'll gain the largest amount of impressions once your campaign will start to convert, and it's the easiest way to test everything properly. We always recommend our advertisers to start with VPN offers, sweepstake type of offers, softwares, and dating offers SoiFlow, because those ones show the results faster than the other ones we've tested. At the very beginning, go with Popunders ads, and once your Popunders ads campaign is fully optimized, add social bars, in-page push notifications, native ads, and other ad formats we've got. If your campaign allows that, don't stick to one traffic type. Test adult traffic on mainstream campaigns like VPNs, for example, because the tests show that CR on adult traffic of VPN campaigns is also as high as mainstream traffic. And if you run some adult campaigns, try to test mainstream traffic as well on Safe for Work creatives, because some of our publishers allow showing some adult content on their mainstream websites. Don't go with multi-geo campaigns, because it's way harder to optimize your multi-geo campaign than single geo one. So if you can separate something, simply separate that. As I've mentioned before, you can also go with different campaigns for different operation systems. It's the most useful way to run the campaigns. If the geo you buy lacks of impressions by chance, simply add the in-page push notifications and social bar ads at the very beginning in order to gain higher volumes and to test everything properly. Don't forget that large sources need separate campaigns in order to optimize them properly. If some particular source can send large amount of impressions, simply add a whitelist campaign for that source with separate budget for it, because otherwise it might ruin the results in run-on-network campaign of yours a little bit, and your budget will be a bit overspent on that huge source. But by switching large sources to separate campaigns, you'll test everything properly and will be able to increase the results of yours. Always watch for your budgets, because if your budget will be spent and your campaign will be paused by limits, you won't receive traffic during the sales period, for example, and that's going to be a huge loss. When you run pop campaign, keep in mind that you'll need the top converting pre-lenders. If you want to develop something on your own, you can check what's going on Spice services, for example, on Adplexity one. And also you can run a split test by using the pre-lenders of ours. This option is only available for CPA campaigns. Keep that in mind. If you work with something which requires long-term conversion flow, for example, binaries which need deposits and gambling offers which need the same, you need to go with CPM model. CPM is the best option when it comes to comp sites, adult pay sites, gambling, casinos, and betting offers, because you'll need a large amount of volumes in order to start gaining their deposits. Also, stretch your funds in order to run your campaign for a long term, because, well, the depositors not always come in the first day, and you need to keep that in mind. The next thing is blacklists, whitelists, and graylists. When some source doesn't work for you, you simply blacklist this source, but don't forget to retest your blacklists from time to time, because traffic changes and the trends are changing. So it's a good practice to retest your blacklists with a minimum CPM once a month, for example. As for whitelists, these ones are for the sources you enjoy the most. You can request a whitelist for your particular offer from your account manager when you run a CPM campaign. We do not recommend to start with whitelists from the very beginning, because you never know how the traffic is going to perform on your particular lender and with your particular offer. So once you start everything from the very beginning, go with run-on-network type and with full sources in your pocket. And as for the gray lists, once some source is a bit lacking of performance, so it's like a so-so one, do not blacklist it. Go with an average bid and gray list this source instead with a separate price for this particular source. By that, you'll keep the volumes in a legit amount and you'll be able to test everything properly and get the maximum results from our traffic. There are a lot of useful features in our self-serve platform, so don't hesitate to use them. Check traffic chart and traffic estimator, and also once you see the source which converts for you, just custom bid this source, and that will help you to increase the volumes the most simplest and fast way possible and to get the very maximum from this particular source. Speaking of creatives, don't forget to change them from time to time, because when user sees the same creatives over and over again, the user stops paying attention to that particular creative. We do have an in-house creative department, which is more than ready to assist to advertisers of ours. When we speak about social bar ads, you can request the creatives for CPC and CPA, CPM campaigns of yours. And speaking of Popunder ads, we can test the pre-lenders of ours, which had proven the results for the offers you run as a split test with creatives of yours, or we can go fully on the pre-lenders of ours, which is pretty useful. And don't forget that we do have a support department which is more than ready to assist you, and also you can request help from your account manager. If you need a blacklist or a whitelist, simply ask for that and our team will prepare some for you. If you have any struggles with your campaign strategy, you can rely on the manager of yours. Now let's discuss some vertical tips and tricks. Speaking of utilities and VPNs, this type of offer is one of the most running at our traffic. Speaking of utilities and VPNs, those two are the types which most of our advertisers run on our traffic, so we're real experts in this one. Once you start testing, go with CPI or cost per trial flow, because those two show the fastest results and will allow you to gain the largest volumes from the very beginning. And don't hesitate to go with a split test. If you do have a pre-lenders of yours, also provide your manager with a direct link to your lender, and we will apply pre-lenders of ours to this link, and by that you'll be able to increase your results. Speaking of softwares, add-ons and browser extensions, those three perform better on CPA model. Go with the shortest conversion flow and enjoy the results in the very first days of your campaign set and running. As for the dating type of offers, mobile traffic is preferable, and speaking of conversion flow, it's better to go with SOI, because that will allow you to have a legit amount of traffic volumes for proper testing. Also, you can request a pre-lenders of ours for your dating campaigns, because we always have something in our pocket. Crypto, gambling campaigns, binaries, adult pay sites and CAM sites should be run on CPM only, because on this type of offers you need to gain the depositors and paid registrations, which needs high amount of traffic volumes. You need to count on a long game when you run that type of campaigns, so carefully plan your budget in order not to spend it in the very first days. This type of offers perform the best way on pop ads and social bar ads. You can request whitelists and blacklists for this type of campaigns from your manager or our support team. When you work with binary type of campaigns, don't forget to set up a time targeting or a schedule for your campaign, because some call centers work on particular hours only, and if you run your campaign when call center is not working, you'll simply waste the traffic of yours. The next thing is betting campaigns. Keep track of upcoming sport events and event calendar somewhere close to you, because those periods are the best for running betting campaigns. The CR increases and the traffic volumes as well, because we do have some streaming websites in our inventory and they start to send more traffic when sport event is going on. This type of campaign needs to be run on CPM model and also on CPC if we are speaking about social bar ads. And as for the social bar ads, you can request creatives from our in-house creative department. So now you know everything about Adsterra network, ad formats of ours, you've created the first campaign, set up a postback with us, and also listened to some tips and tricks we've got for you. Thanks a lot for joining us today and for watching this video. Hopefully this information will be useful for you and you launch lots and lots of profitable campaigns with us. See you next time. Bye!